Hi, everyone. We're about to begin the webinar. I believe we have a lot more people on the call. Pardon, I'm not able to turn on my video because the host needs to turn me on. Host, please do the needful, I beg you, so that these beautiful people can see my beautiful face. All right, everyone. It's a beautiful morning here in Nigeria, and this is a warm welcome from Consumer Advocacy and Empowerment Foundation. It's a webinar session on the youth digital pathways to sustainable development. As we continue conversations around the International Youth Day 2024. Ladies and gentlemen, it is great to see you all. It's beautiful to begin these conversations with you. And like I said, the session is brought to you by CADEF, Consumer Advocacy and Empowerment Foundation. CADEF is a not-for-profit organization dedicated to consumer protection, education, policy advocacy, clean energy solutions, climate change, digital finance, and much more. My name is Loveline Okafo. I'm the Director of Programs here at CADEF, and I'm honored to be your moderator for the day. Before we begin to explore this topic, I would like to share some housekeeping guidelines. Please, you may use the Q&A function on Zoom to put any questions across to the speakers. So as the speakers begin to speak and you have questions, it helps to just put it in the Q&A so you do not forget. You can share your thoughts and comments and engage with us throughout the chat section so that we can have an interactive section. All right, so the webinar will begin to look at the transformative power of young people in the digital age. By bringing together these speakers, we will investigate how digital technologies are transforming the society and the economy. This webinar will basically highlight the essential role of youth in driving sustainable development, promoting digital inclusion, and closing the digital divide. We'll discuss some of the key subjects like how digital technologies can be used to address environmental challenges and promote sustainable development and the digital economy and youth employment. Our speakers are Mr. Osita Okwarugo. He's a barrister at law. He's a tech projects development consultant. He's also a media expert and social impact influencer. And he is the founder of Get Bundy, an online educational technology platform dedicated to STEM and digital skills learning for all of Africa. He's also the founder of Ogele, Africa's pioneer online video sharing resource and entertainment platform for African content only. African content only. And we have Ms. Kobe Iko. She's the executive director of Teen Africa, that is Teenage Development for Africa. Kobe Iko is a research consultant. She's also an advocate for youth and gender issues. She's an expert in child welfare, a licensed educator, a chartered mediator, and of course, a public relations specialist. Without further ado, my people, let us embark on this exciting journey. I call on the floor Mr. Osita Okwarugo, the founder of Get Bundy Education Technology. Osita will talk us through the digital technologies, and he'll also be addressing some of the environmental challenges and how the young people can mostly how they can mostly maximize some of their skills and some of the learnings they will be getting to promote sustainability. All right, to you, Mr. Okwarugo. You may please take the floor. Thank
you. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you, Loveline Okafo. Thank you for that beautiful intro. Loveline, please, could you confirm you can see my screen?
I can see your screen and I can see you, Mr. Kwarugo. Please go on.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much. Awesome, awesome. So that means everyone can see me and my screen and hear me. Thank you, guys. So what we will be looking at today is how digital technology can be used to address environmental challenges, and promote sustainability. My name is Oparugo Osita, and I can see some members of my team here as well. So, in a January 2022 survey, so out of 400 executives from various industries and regions conducted by Band and Company and the World Economic Forum, 40% of these people have said they believe digital technologies are already having a positive impact on their sustainability goals. And it's no brainer that digital technologies have transformed or revolutionized every aspect of our lives. So for a continent like Africa, where environmental issues are intertwined with economic and social development, leveraging digital tools offers an unprecedented opportunity to drive positive change. And you can agree with me that there are no places where the youth are more in their numbers using more digital tools than in Africa. In fact, I do believe that the value and the future of digital technology will be in Africa. COVID may have revolutionized the world, but COVID helped Africa do a 1 million year catch-up, because COVID forced us into joining the world. And if that has happened, then it has helped young people, especially in Africa, to monitor and respond to environmental changes. So using the Internet of Things, of course, which was brought to bear more after COVID, you can do remote sensing, you can do data analytics, which enables you to continuously monitor your environmental conditions, such as the climate change and the air and the water quality. So these devices can track environmental factors in real time, provide valuable data can be used to dictate and address issues before they escalate. For example, the Internet of Things sensors can monitor air quality in urban areas, alerting authorities to pollution spikes and enabling timing interventions. These are the opportunities that digital technology has brought to us today. And it supports research and innovation. Digital technologies have become essential tools in advancing research and fostering innovation across various fields. By providing powerful tools for data collection, analysis, collaboration, and communication, these technologies are driving once unimaginable breakthroughs. So with this supporting research, you can now see that data is collected at large scale, assessed and analyzed at large scale. And of course, it has helped government and government agencies drive out the right policies and make the right decisions. It's supporting research and innovation in so many ways. So like I just mentioned, in data collection and analysis, in artificial intelligence and machine learning, in collaboration and sharing platforms. So I will look at, most importantly, the collaboration and sharing platforms, because this enables the young people globally to collaborate and share information at a large scale without any geographical limitations. I do have a friend of mine who is a founder of West to Reach or West to Riches. He's based in Lagos, but he's about to do a continental environmental awareness program in Rwanda. He's not been to Rwanda before, but he's been able to assess quality relationship out of Rwanda, Tanzania, and Kenya while staying back in Lagos. By the time they all meet, maybe 2-3 days to the event in Kigali, this will be about 23 people coming together for the very first time, but have worked together on this project in 9 months. So digital platforms facilitated by the use of technology bring about collaboration among researchers, educators, and students, allowing them to share findings, resources, and ideas. This collaborative approach accelerates innovation and helps scale sustainable solutions. And then, of course, it enhances education. Digital technologies are transforming how education is delivered. The advancement of digital technologies has given rise to e-learning platforms such as Udemy, Coursera, and of course, GetBundi, and amongst others. These platforms provide access to a wealth of resources on environmental science, sustainability, and climate change. They allow students from around the world to learn about their critical issues regardless of their geopolitical location. This shift not only contributes to environmental sustainability, but also promotes educational quality by making learning resources more widely available. So it will be my submission, and I hope that the viewers agree. I hope that you do agree that digital technology has enhanced education greatly, that in return, because they intertwine, that education has enhanced a lot of sustainability goals. You see, without the digital technology, or without embracing digital technology, there are issues that sub-Saharan Africa faces that would have been alarming or would have resulted in some catastrophic situations following the two years ago, I think it was 2 years ago, flooding, when half of the houses in Benue State were all wiped out. A lot of people lost homes in Anambra State. But because of digital technology, we could tell where it starts, where it ends. Families were able to be evacuated, and a whole lot was saved based on embracing the digital technology that has helped sustainable goals to be achieved. It has affected almost every aspect of our lives. And the education to so many people is one of the core areas that the digital technology has given access to young people to be part of a global world in understanding and appreciating the use of technology in tackling some of the sustainable issues that arise globally. So at Get Bundi, we believe that digital literacy and education, of course, which are aspects of or have been impacted by digital technology, are key to unlocking and building a more sustainable future. Without the digital technology, we may not have the Get Bundi community that we have today. In 2023, when we launched the Texas, which is our flagship initiative to support girls' education in STEM and digital skill, we had people from across the world. It was an African thing, but we had about 9 people who joined from the United States. And these people are able to access micro-slice courses that we offer for impactful learning, which helps, of course, raises the awareness among students and prepare them to tackle sustainable challenges of the future. So by making education more accessible, Get Bundi contributes to social sustainability, ensuring that people from all backgrounds can access quality education. The platform also breaks down geographical barriers, allowing students in remote or underserved areas to access quality education without the need for physical infrastructure. This also ensures that education is inclusive and equitable. In conclusion, digital technologies are proving to be indispensable tools in addressing environmental problems and promoting sustainability, both in the broader context of environmental management and within the realm of education. By integrating these technologies into educational practices, institutions can not only reduce their environmental impact, but also prepare the next generation to lead in the fight against climate change and environmental degradation. Notably, by enhancing efficiency, enabling better decision-making, and fostering innovation, these technologies can significantly contribute to sustainability. As we continue to develop and integrate digital solutions into various sectors, the potential to create a more sustainable future for all becomes increasingly within reach. Thank you and God bless.
Thank you very much, Mr. Okwarugo. That was a lot. That was really a lot. You know, I tell a lot of young people, I say, if when I was your age, I had access to some of the digital opportunities and platforms you have now, gosh. But I know there is still so much I can do, but I'm just saying I should have started way earlier. So that tells me that the youth now have a lot of resources that they can leverage. And like you talk, you know, I would really love to have a more detailed conversation with you, especially about Get Bundi, because it's something that I'm really very interested in. Like I see some of the things you do. I've read up on some of the things you do at Get Bundi, and it's brilliant. So you see, our young people do not have any excuses. They have everything they need. They have everything they need to break ceilings and walls. You said something really key when you talked about, when you were talking about COVID. You said COVID came with a lot of challenges. We all agree, but then you said something very strengthening. You said that it has now forced us to do a 1 million year catch-up. And actually it has. The reason we would have just been, this meeting would have been called and people have to come into the office to have this meeting or wherever else. But you see, we are having great conversations and it's happening online. And this is some of the things that I'll tell you that COVID-19 brought with it. And there is still so much more. There are businesses, there are sustainable businesses springing up and getting major fundings now. because of the digital platforms that people have been able to maximize and use. So I've enjoyed myself. I've enjoyed myself listening to you. You talked about how digital platforms help to enhance education. That's really where you talked about the e-learning platforms, which Get Bundy is one of. You also talked about some of the things like renewable energy, and also there is also the precision agriculture, where you can now use drones to basically do proper and sustainable agriculture. And then it also helps facilitate circular economy. There is so much people complaining about how they don't have jobs, how things are going awry and things like that. But we have digital platforms that we can leverage to basically strengthen our skills and even plant sustainable businesses. It has helped facilitate circular economy by I would say to a great extent, it has helped to connect consumers with services. So now we have businesses that are into recycling, that are into reuse and sharing. There is just too many online marketplaces. Some of us on this call haven't even visited physical markets in a while. And that is the goodness of some of the platforms that we have been able to maximize and enjoy. So yes, it's been brilliant. It's been amazing listening to you. The questions are already coming in. I see people trying to reach out and ask questions. So I know you'll be having to respond to a lot of questions. But we have to move on to the next speaker. And we'll be hearing so much more about digital economy and youth employment. This part is very interesting also for me. So I'm keen on hearing what Ms. Kobe has to unpack with regards to this topic. So we'll be hearing from Kobe Ko. She's the Executive Director of Teen Africa. And like I said, she'll be speaking to us about the digital economy and youth employment. You have the floor, Ms. Kobe. Please take us.
Can you hear me?
You are muted. Yeah, we can hear you now.
Yeah, I'm muted. Thank you very much. Yeah, my name is Kobe, and lovely you forgot to say that I'm also a teacher. And
I mentioned, I actually did.
Teacher. Well, you did say that I was a licensed educator.
Thank you.
That's a lot of grammar. And I also understand that there are secondary school students on the platform. Are they?
I believe so.
I hope they are, because I prepared my slides to suit their understanding. So thank you for inviting me. I live in Enugu. I work in Enugu. I teach in the university. I also rumple with a lot of young people. So I will be talking on the digital economy and youth employment, the potentials and challenges. Next slide, please. I don't want to assume that everyone knows what it is, which is why I asked about the secondary school students who will be here, and peradventure there might be pupils. So it refers to the economic activities that emerges from connecting billions of people every day online, individuals, businesses, devices, data operations, processes using digital technology. Now, digital technology and the key drivers. So what is digital technology? It's commonplace. They are the tools, they are the systems, they are the devices, that can generate, create, and store or even process data. Our phones, our laptops, our tablets, and more, And then the digital economy is driven by technological advancements and then internet connectivity. And these are very key. And these two have reshaped the labor market. So in the past, HR will have, stringent ways through which we work in the labor market. Staff will come to work, they will commute, they will do this, and they will do that. But these days, committing to work is different. We do multiple things. We work in different ways. But the way we work has changed. The labor market is remodeled, is redesigned. So it has become very flexible, and it has responded to changes like the COVID-19 we spoke about. It has changed the way we work. So there was COVID, but work went on. You know, and this development has created lots of opportunities and also challenges for young people. It's always very easy to talk about the opportunities, but there are loads of challenges, especially within Nigeria. They exist a lot, but I will focus on the opportunities before I dovetail into the challenges. Next slide, please. Now,
so sorry, Ms. Kobe, I'm so sorry. Yes. So sorry. It appears, I don't know if it's from my end, but the last, what I'm seeing on my screen is the presentation by Mr. Kwarugo. I don't know if it's just me or.
It might be you because I'm seeing my presentation.
Okay.
I think
okay,
Rebecca is sharing mine. Yeah.
Right, so
the emergence of with digital technology, we have new sectors, new occupations, offering employment prospects for young people with the right skills. So in Nigeria, we have loads of young people between the ages of 15 and 30, or maybe 15 and 30, 24, 30. You know, so we have loads of young people. You know, and so this digital technology and the internet provides us with loads of opportunities. However, these opportunities are for young people who have the right skills. And I've emphasized this there. So there are new job creations and there are flexible work arrangements, you know, and there's opportunity for skill development. And of course, there's a global reach, a massive global market that can be accessed, you know, from different continents and different countries. And these are opportunities that young people can access. Next slide, please. Now, when it comes to job creation, I think the question will be, what are these opportunities? For those of us who are familiar with this sector, we know about the software development. The last speaker did talked about, no, I think it was Lovely that talked about without digital technology, we won't even be here having this webinar. So there's software development, there's e-commerce, and there's digital marketing, there's content creation. Incidentally, every student in my class, every student in my school claims to be a content creator. So most young people go by that. And a number of them actually earn income from this. You know, and these are possibilities, unending possibilities that young people can take advantage of. Next slide, please. Now, these opportunities, of course, enable remote work and freelancing. It provides young people with, and not just young people. Even though I consider myself a young person, I also have loads of freelancing work that I do for a number of clients. So it provides a lot of flexibility, you know, for work-life balance, and then an ability to even pursue multiple entrepreneurial ventures, you know, as you wish. I did have a student who graduated a number of years ago, and when I asked her, I said, what do you plan to do with your life? She said, Miss Kobe, I'm not going to work. I'm going to sell my mother's goods. And it turns out her mother is based in Lagos, and she sells just food stuff, yam, dry fish, stock fish, and that's what she does online. And not too long ago, she won an award, and she's actually on a training now. I think it was a MasterCard training that she won. You know, so that's, I mean, she's already earning income. She's just a few years outside school. So the question will be, why do we still have unemployment if we have these opportunities? Next slide, please. Then there's skills development. Digital platforms offer accessible and affordable learning resources sometimes. And these allow young people to acquire in-demand digital skills and enhance their employability. course, for a person to be employed, the person needs to be employable. Yeah, next slide, please. Then, of course, there's the global reach. The internet connects people worldwide, enabling young people to access global markets and collaborate with individuals from diverse backgrounds, depending on how they are able to manage, develop, grow, and manage their social capital. Next slide, please. Now, I'll come to the challenges. I've just managed to mention like 4 challenges. There's digital divide, there's skill mismatch, there's job insecurity, and cyber security risks. Now for the digital divide, next slide, please. We have unequal access to technology. So a young person in Lagos might not have the same opportunities with a young person in a Ebonyi State, or a young person in Owerri, or a young person in Abani, and that is a huge challenge. So much as we have loads of young people, I work in communities, and there are a lot of young people who have no clue what we are talking about. So we have unequal access to technology and the internet, and this can limit opportunities for young people from disadvantaged backgrounds, and this exacerbates existing inequalities, So it's easy to sit down in Lagos and assume that these opportunities are open to every young person. The truth of the matter is that it's not true. I teach in a university and I see young people who don't even have Android phones. So you begin to wonder, how exactly are these young people able to access these opportunities? Next slide, please. And then there's the skill mismatch. This can happen due to gaps in education and on inadequate training. So a young person who is maybe an indigent student who comes from a community like from Kano West and Enugu State, and then probably he's a graduate, he manages to get a degree. The point is, does he have access to the trainings that will enable, capacitate him or her to access these opportunities? The rapid pace of technology change can create loads of skill gaps. I used to consider myself very high up there, at least perhaps amongst my age mates. But now I can't even say that because the pace is rapid and it's high, so to a point that you have to be on your toes to be up to date. So the question is, a lot of young people are unprepared. They are not prepared for these jobs. So, and who knows, they might even, raise up some money to learn certain skills and find out that that's not what is needed for the job vacancy that is even available. Next slide, please. And then there's job insecurity. So much as the gig economy is exciting, the freelance work is exciting, you get a lot of money and all that, there is a high rate of job insecurity, and of course, a lack of social protection for young workers. Even adult workers. I even as an adult, I've worked for an organization that did not think that because I was working as a remote staff, they were not interested in providing any sort of welfare for me. So they paid me, and I was to take care of my health insurance or whatever. And if I had to take out a professional indemnity to protect myself, I had to pay for it. They didn't pay for it. But these are issues that HR human resources we have to start dealing with, because they are with the opportunities that are emerging, these challenges that the human resource will really need to sit down and look through to see how to circumvent, because a lot of young people are earning income here, but they won't always remain young. Okay, life happens, accidents happens, things can happen to change their situation. Now the question now becomes, how are they protected? How are they socially protected? Next slide, please. Then, of course, there's the digital economy. It also introduces new cyber security risks that young people need to be aware of and protected from. Young people live on social media. Young people live on the internet. They are always there. So we will usually advise that they educate themselves by way of self-development to also know that as much as there are opportunities, there are also risks. For many of them, you'll be surprised that many of them are not aware of it, but this risk exists, and they also pose challenges for these opportunities. Next slide, please. Now, maximizing these opportunities and addressing these challenges will require a multifaceted approach. If we want the gains of these opportunities as a nation, as a people, it means that we will have to deal with the challenges. And it's not just something a sector, for example, the education sector, handles on its own. You know, there should be investments in digital infrastructure and education that will spread around all 36 states and Abuja. Then there should be skills development and training, supporting entrepreneurship, and there will be labor market regulations, of course, and then, of course, there will be public-private partnership. I particularly believe so much in public-private partnership, even though very few have worked, but that is a huge way I see out of this dilemma. Next slide, please. Now, ensuring equitable access to technology and digital literacy programs for all young people. This is huge. This is not something an organization can handle. This is something that government should be able to provide if we're able to wade this. In fact, unemployment rates today are really, really high. Unemployment and underemployment, you know, and yet the digital economy is a sector that is able to absorb the rate of our unemployment. But if we're able to be strategic enough to, you know, provide equitable access to technology, I believe this is something that we'll be able to wade through. Then there's skill development and training, providing relevant and up-to-date digital skills and training for young people to equip them for jobs and the future. And where these are not provided, I am a proponent of self-development, you know. I won't even bother going into our country and the challenges in such, you know, beautiful ideas. But there is a place for self-development. A young person can develop themselves with whatever tools they have to earn. It is very possible. I've seen it happen. It has happened to me. I've seen it happen for a lot of young people. So there's skill development and training, and there's also self-development. Next slide, please. And then there's creating an enabling environment for young people to start and grow their own digital, you know, digital businesses. Then there will be labor markets regulations, adapting labor laws and regulations to the current realities of the digital economy, providing social protection for workers. I'm not very sure how that will work, but I know it is possible. It is something that needs to be done. There needs to be some level of regulations, you know, to guide how digital workers, remote workers, commuting workers, you know, should be protected, you know. So these are things that we can do to support young people in their venture. Next, please. Now, public-private partnerships, fostering collaborations between governments, businesses, civil society organizations to address these challenges, and then leveraging opportunities of the digital economy for youth employment. This is very key. You know, it happens in a number of sectors, yes, but I haven't seen us as a people harness this opportunity. It's not possible for government to handle everything. It's not possible, you know. But if we want this to work, understanding that the young people we produce within our institutions are also the young people who will be the labor force for our organizations, even where they are private enterprises. You know, it bears repeating that we need to, as the people, collaborate to see how these opportunities can be harnessed for young people. Government can collaborate, like, look, public institutions can collaborate with civil society to train young people on these skills. public civil society can collaborate with private sector to see how this can be done. This can be done in our tertiary institutions to see how we can harness these opportunities. But I will emphasize as I close that much as this is what is required of our governments, of our private institutions, of our civil society organizations, the young person, the youth, has that responsibility to see how they can self-develop. I am one of those who did a lot of self-development that, God helping me, placed me where I am today. So I think that will be the way to go. Thank you very much. Ms. Loveling, the floor is yours.
Thank you so very much. Thank you very much, Ms. Kobe. That was a lot of information, well served. So I'll start by something you said. You said that you are a proponent of self-development, and I can attest to that because I have also, I can say it proudly on this call, that some of the things I've had to do in life in terms of self-development were initiatives that you basically had me do, you basically shared with me and, encouraged me to go ahead and try it out. And most of them worked. So I would tell a lot of young people, nobody will self-develop you. That's why it is self-development.
Exactly.
You can only be on this call and hear counsel like this and hear people talk about some of their experiences. That's what they can do for you. But for self-development, it is self, and you have to consciously spend time in developing yourself. I've had to take courses that I did not know jack about. I just saw it and it piqued my interest and I went further to learn. Did I know I was learning for the now? I didn't know. 10 years ago, I was learning things I never imagined would be useful for me today. But here am I, and those lines are coming together. So my people, this International Youth Day 2024, what it will do for you is to remind you of who you are, is to remind you of the opportunities you have, is to remind you that the world is moving very fast and you have to move even faster. She said something, Ms. Kobe said, she said young people are not prepared for the kind of opportunities opening up today. That's why I get really very uncomfortable when I see young people saying things like, there are no jobs out there. And I'm wondering, are we still in the same world where you can even sit in the comfort of your home and you're making serious money? Somebody else that will be speaking very shortly on this call will be Prof. Chiso. She has asked not to be one of the speakers, but I just said, your wealth of experience, just share a few lines with us, and that's all we want to hear. So the point is, there's a whole lot you can do as a young person. There's a whole lot you can do. There is so much opportunity. In fact, there are more opportunities than you're prepared for. So gone are the days where people say there are no jobs. I tried this. There is so much you can try. And the digital platforms that are available are even making it easier for you to excel. So don't wait to be fed. Don't wait to be taken by hand. Just go online, look for opportunities. Some of them are one of the projects that CADEF will be unveiling very soon. It's something we're doing in collaboration with our sister organization in Kenya. It's something about building sustainable businesses around the green economy. So now we are basically providing platforms for businesses around the green economy to thrive. So now you're bringing that initiative you have that has to do with the green economy. Whatever you're doing in your little space, it doesn't have to be major. But I'm just trying to tell you that the platforms there are many. There's so much that you can basically explore to be the best you can be. And then she also mentioned that as much as there are opportunities, there are also risks. So don't throw yourself in there and say, okay, the opportunity has been provided, let me throw myself in. The funny thing is some other silly businesses are being set up to take advantage of the unprepared. of the careless. So in as much as you want to explore some of these opportunities, now you go in without making your research, without even finding out what exactly you're getting into. And somebody's business out there, albeit painful and difficult and harmful, is to take advantage of that person that is coming online, that is not prepared, that is not checking to know what they are doing. So please, my people, the opportunity is here. You have so much that God has invested in you that you really have to help people with, that you really have to, contribute to the world with. So I've seen that a lot of information, a lot of questions are coming in, and we'll just be taking the questions as they come in. We will take a few of them, or maybe we can take them, then we'll just have Prof come in to add her voice, which we love to hear. So the first question is, I don't know who this is addressed to, but any of the speakers can take this one. It says, from your angle, how much of interest do Nigerian youth have in digital technologies? Okay, so this is for Mr. Kwarugo. It says, how much of interest do Nigerian youth have in digital technologies as regards environmental realities in Nigeria? Mr. Kwarugo, are you able to take this, please? Chukudi wants to know how much of interest Nigerian youths have in digital technologies as it concerns environmental realities in Nigeria.
May I?
So, yes.
Okay, sorry. Please go ahead.
Okay, so to Mr. Chukwudi and to everyone who had the question, right? I can tell you that the most inquisitive youth are the Nigerian youth. They want to learn. In fact, I have said it in so many forums, right? That Nigerian youth possess the ability, the capability to learn, to lead, and to revolutionize the digital space in all aspects of it. But what they lack is the opportunity, the enabling environment to do so. So my answer to that is yes. The interest is there, the interest is high, and we have continued as an advocate of youth development, human capital development, to talk to the country, to talk to Nigeria, the government, to create enabling environment for these youths to learn, to explore, to commercialize the digital space. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Ms. Kobe, you wanted to chime in?
Let's just say that I agree with him. It's very easy to say that young people are not interested. The truth is that you can't give what you don't have. Young people are interested. For as much as they are exposed to these opportunities, yes, they are interested and they can. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that. I'll just go ahead with the next question to Mr. Osita. It says, what opportunities do you see for collaboration between educational institutions, government, and tech companies to promote sustainability through digital education?
What opportunities do I see, right? So between government and education or edtech platforms like GetBundi, right? You can't separate it, okay? Because of the challenges, the challenges that you see in the environment, in the edtech environment. In the first instance, right, why do we have many out-of-school kids across Africa? Why do we have unskilled, digitally unskilled people across Africa? You see, a World Bank survey has said that by 2030, Africa will have about 30 million digital skill job gap. There is no way this can be filled by the government. There is also no way it can be filled by agencies, nor edtech platforms like us. There has to be collaboration to tackle the three biggest challenges that African and African youth face today: the issues of cost, the issue of access, and the issue of quality. The digital divide is there. Who can close the digital divide gap if not the government? The divide gap in terms of provision of infrastructure, the digital devices, and then, of course, infrastructure of the internet. So there has to be a collaboration between government agencies, and the private sector, edtech platforms. In fact, even to developmental agencies that support digital transformation. So there has to be a coming together of these three components for digital economy, digital education to thrive across Africa.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Mr. Okwarugo. You've just answered that. The next question will be for Ms. Kobe. How can we integrate required skills for technology in our school curriculum? How can we integrate required skills for technology in our school curriculum?
So I will respond to that question by asking a question: why must we integrate it into our curriculum? Our curriculum is overloaded as it is. I went to secondary school, I did fewer than 10 subjects. I did well. I don't think I'm dull. I think I'm smart. People are in school now doing 17 subjects, having backache because of school back. Why must we put it in the curriculum? It must not be in the curriculum. Our curriculum is overloaded. And that's why young people, look, my niece once told me, Auntie Kobe, who learns 17 subjects and passes? I just crammed the damn thing. It is too much. That is not education. We don't have to integrate it. We can have it without integrating it. We can make it, to become a co-curricular activity. That a person is educated does not mean they must study books. There are other kinds of education. There are other levels of education. And that's why I keep talking about partnerships, collaborating with, there's something we say in the university, we call it the town and gown partnership. What we have here, we do our researches, we keep them in the shelves and nothing comes down. And yet these young people are the same people who work, in the private sector, in the public sector. They are our workforce. We are not importing staff from elsewhere. We can have these trainings, these learnings as extra. It's no longer called extra. We call it co-curricular activity. We can make it a co-curricular activity. Every university, for example, has a gender center now in all universities in Nigeria, all 36 states and Abuja. We can fix it. We also have entrepreneurial centers in the universities. We can fix it there and make it a co-curricular thing where young people go to. If they're interested in, they can go there and learn. Of course, not everybody will be interested in digital technology. So those that are interested can go there. It becomes part of the things that make children, young people find schooling interesting. That's my view. Thank you.
So now she emphasized that she's a teacher. And I hear that very clearly in these comments. Thank you very much, Ms. Kobe. You made your points clear. It doesn't have to be infused in the curriculum. But again, that's why you also emphasize the part about self-development.
In fact, sorry to interrupt. Sorry to interrupt. If you
Please
make
on,
it
yes.
a curriculum thing, students will lose interest. They will start targeting how they will get high scores, pass the scores, get the certificate. They might not have the learnings. You understand? I worry about our competitive way, about the way how competitive our assessment methodology is. you know. But if you make it a free thing whereby the young people who are interested go there to access this training, it helps. So it can be within the university system, but it doesn't have to be within the curriculum. You know, once we put in that competitive edge there and all that, they just start studying to pass marks and get certificates, and they don't really learn it. So I wouldn't encourage it being infused within the curriculum.
Thank you very much. That is very clear. You've made that point very clear. So yes, you can teach yourself whatever it is you're interested in. I was having a conversation with Prof yesterday, and the point I basically tried to make was that a lot of learnings are done because of interest. What you're interested in is what you focus on and try to get, try to learn about and try to get information about. You see, so we really have to be interested in some of these things. And I tell you, the opportunities are very many. You just need to be interested and you'll find them. The next question, we still have a couple of questions left. For Ms. Kobe, how do you foresee the role of automation and AI impacting youth employment in the digital economy? And what emerging trends in the digital economy should the youth be aware of to position themselves for the future, for future opportunities?
Well, the general view is that it will impact young people negatively. But I have a different view. It doesn't have to. Even when people worry about AI and all that in Nigeria, I tell them it will take a lot for it to begin to impact us within Nigeria. There will be challenges. And that is why I encourage multiple skills. You know, people should learn multiple skills, learn anything possible, and be ready to do, be ready to learn on the job and take your position wherever. Automation will, of course, displace a number of people. Yes, but I don't yet see how it will displace everybody. At least not in Nigeria. We don't even have the basics in Nigeria for us to begin to worry. And yes, digital technology, you know, admits us into the global sphere. So it can't be only Nigeria. But so far, this is where we are. This is where we have access to. I know it will displace a lot, but if we don't maximize opportunities by equipping ourselves now, then we can begin to worry about those challenges. So I think, yes, it could impact them, but not as massively as a lot of people pretend. Thank you.
Thank you very much. This question is for you, Ms. Kobe, and also Mr. Oster. Anybody can answer, you both, even though I think that it's been answered in some of the things you said. So Juliet wants to know what you will recommend as the best way to tackle youth unemployment in Nigeria, even digitally, considering the status of our education sector.
I think it's been answered. It's been answered. Young people.
I agree.
Before calling on government or any other person, young people should self-develop. That is the way to go.
Simple, self-develop. Invest in your self-development. In your self-development. So somebody says, thank you, Ms. Kobe, for the resourceful presentation. I want to kindly ask, are there any support mechanisms such as incentives, grants, or investments that can help the youth to start or expand their career in the digital space? And if there are, where and how can one access them?
There are opportunities. Actually, in the international development space, there are loads of opportunities. The challenge is you have to be in that environment where the opportunities are available. They are there online. And that's what baffles me. The young people are always online, and then they say they don't see these opportunities. The skills, you know, you learn the skills, and then you go online and you search for it as we speak. Immediately I finish this webinar, I'm going to throw myself into a proposal that I need to write. These things are online. A young person sent it to me, say, hey, Auntie Kobe, can we, you know, do this proposal? You know, young people should learn all manner of skills, you know, as long as you're interested in it, as long as you have access to it, you learn it. There is a foundation in Owerri that is giving free digital skills. You know, there's a full stack web development, there's digital marketing, there is content creation, there's graphic design, photography, video editing, desktop publishing. They give it free of charge, 3 months, 6 months. All you need to do is be in Owerri. Sadly, it is not remote, you know. So I'm even sending a young person in the next 2 weeks to Owerri to learn that for the next 3 months before going for youth service. There's no point looking for free money. It's not going to come anywhere. There's no, in my view, there's no point jack buying. That's another story, you know. So why don't you learn these skills and see what you can benefit, you know, from the digital space, you know? Then when you learn these skills, then you can actually write proposals to get these grants. There are places where they give grants, but they are competitive. You have to be able to compete, and that's another kettle of fish, to be able to write the proposals that will get you this. So there are a number of skills that you will need to be able to compete to get grants, you know. But for me, you can get the skills, the digital skills, the writing skills, the proposal writing skills, to be able to access these opportunities. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much for that response. You see, when you said there is no need jack buying, I just remember the conversation I had with a friend yesterday. So she's been in Canada for a few years now. And I checked because now she's too busy. So she goes from school to work, work to work, work to school. You know, that's the life. And then she tells me on the phone, she says, Loveline, honestly, Nigeria is good. Nigeria is very good. Nigeria is good, believe me. You know, says it's not easy here. It's not. So people think, oh, when you jackpot, once you land there are roses to welcome you. Everything is smooth. And some people go there and they have to start from the scratch.
Yeah.
You see. So, but the important thing is to really know who you are and plug into some of the opportunities that God has prepared for you, because they are there. It's just that a lot of us are too, you know, comfortable in the comfort zone that we are not even able to explore the opportunities God has presented to us. You see, so you really have to get up and take, as God gives you insights and opportunities, just take them. Some of us, the challenge is that we are too afraid to start. So you're thinking, how do I do this? And I see that a lot in young people. I don't know why. They want to understand how it ends before they start. You see, so you see, you really have to take the step. You have to take, I've done courses that I didn't even see linkages in any way. And today, those courses are linked and I cannot believe it. And I started some of these things while I was in UNN. I was just taking them here and there, here and now. Yeah, they are all here, you know. So please let us not wait for the bus to come. Let's go get it. So now Ms. Taiwo says, thanks, Ms. Kobe, for this relevant and concise presentation. I enjoyed listening to you. Well done. I do have a question that I believe will help any uncertain young person eager to jump into the digital space. What skills and training do young people need to develop in the rapidly evolving digital job markets? How can we support them in acquiring those skills?
So I believe I've mentioned this a while ago. So if you go to CAC every day, there are people registering businesses every day, you know, and these businesses, they are trying to find their feet. You know, like during COVID, there were a lot of companies that just didn't know how to progress. In fact, it was after COVID that people realized that, look, I have to be on the online platform, you know, just in case something happens and I have to. You know, and I tell people, if you have the opportunity, please learn web development, the full stack, or the one you can do. Web design, full stack software development, digital marketing. See, all these businesses that are online, they are looking for people to drive attention to their brand. Branding is key. So there are so many companies online and people are overloaded with information. People are looking for digital market. People are looking for social media officers. They are looking for, even as students, I've encouraged organizations to engage students as social media, officers, managers who are still students, so they can earn income and work. Photography skills. There are things you do in the civil society sector. To get a social media officer who has photography skills and video editing, I mean, that's a game changer for any NGO. So I will encourage these basic things. It's basic things. Learn how to do video editing, how to take photographs, learn how to write reports. For me, for my NGO, one of the basic requirements for joining our organization, and we run on volunteer basis, you have to know how to write reports. For goodness sake, if you don't know how to write reports, sadly, I can't do anything with you, because you have to be able to, knowledge management, store information of what we've been doing so we can keep track and create, track. So learn how to write reports, learn how to do one digit, because when you come in as a volunteer, we want to know what are you bringing to the table, so that by the time you're leaving, you know that you're getting something. We don't pay, we don't have money to pay. We're a small NGO. But what we do, we build your skills, we build your capacity, so we expect that you will come with something. So when you don't come with something, we also ensure that you learn something. And we help you look for, jobs that will pay you. And when you get them, we're happy to let you go. So we can learn some digital marketing, content creation, and you hear me repeat this, and it is deliberate. Creating content is not easy, and young people have time on their hands. Learn how to create content. A webinar is a content. Writing a blog is a content. Engaging audience, there are things you can do to drive. People are looking for young people to manage their website for them. For so long, we couldn't do it. We haven't been able to do it because we're worried. What language would the person speak? And these are issues. And we're talking about graduates, So there's so much that, look, you've gotten that certificate, go clean up yourself. Learn how to design a website, or learn how to manage a website, or learn how to edit videos, learn how to take photographs. Go to the civil society sector. You will gain a lot of experience. You may not gain money, but you will gain a lot of experience that will earn you that money that you are looking for. I hope I answered the question. And how can we support? How we can support is that organizations like CADEF can absorb these young people, give them the opportunity, give them platforms to, to display what they know, train them. That's it.
Yes, and one of the ways CADEF is helping is by bringing these young people together on this call. I mean, it's brilliant how much I've been able to gain on this call, and I'm wondering how much these young people are able to take in. You see, Mr. Kwaruga, I'll come to you in a bit. Ms. Kobe, when you were talking about taking in absorbing some of these people, we've given opportunities for young people to come for interviews. And I don't know whether somewhere in their minds they were thinking, oh, maybe this organization has a space for somebody to come and wash plates or come and sweep. That's not what we want. So you're coming and you feel like, okay, you're basically you're coming from school. You spent 4 or 5 years in the university and you can't even write a basic report. So, and this is not basically, I mean, chalking down, but my point is you really have to develop yourself so that even if you're coming to work as an intern or whatever it is, you bring something to the table. We've also had brilliant ones coming and they are bringing something, and it's amazing what they are bringing. You see, so it's not about what opportunities you do not have. It's about the opportunities you've had that you've not maximized. Exactly. So that's really what we are preaching on this call. Please build yourself, spend time to read, spend time to teach yourself, spend time to explore, and spend time to, if it will help you, seek mentors that can help you, lead you. And I can tell you the Holy Spirit is the best mentor any day, So please maximize what you have. Mr. Akwarugo, please, you can go.
Okay, so for the benefit of the young people on this webinar and you guys at CADEF and Ms. Kobe and her foundation, we will extend invitation to you to send in your people into our training, online training that starts on the 1st of September.
Fantastic.
We have partnered with NIGDA, and we are set to train 3,000 Nigerians in digital marketing, video editing,
Wow.
and graphics.
Wow.
The good thing about what we do at Get Bundi and how we are revolutionizing digital skill education across Africa is that we teach them in indigenous languages, starting with Pidgin English.
Wow.
So our video editing and digital marketing will be taught in English and Pidgin English.
Wow.
We don't care how you learn it. We want you to be able to stay in Asaba, learn how to edit videos, be a pro in it, and support the movie industry that is springing out of Asaba.
Wow.
We want you to be in Kanu, learn video editing, and we are using professional curriculum co-developed by us. These have passed through various scrutinies before NIGDA could come into partnership with us. So we want you to remain wherever you are. We want African youth to be where they are. We want them to learn digital skill sets. My profession is law, right? And I do have lawyers, and I think, Loveland, you are a lawyer as well. And sorry for our profession, but in our office, we do have video editors who make more money than lawyers.
Exactly.
Brown Dio is the chief video editor in Film One. In fact, Film One asked me to loan him to them, and he learned video editing in prison, I'm sorry to say.
Wow.
He didn't go to the university, but he's paid 1.47 million, 1.5 million in 30 days to edit videos. How many lawyers are paid 1.5 million a month across Nigeria? So what I'm saying to you is, like Ms. Kobe has said before, do you know you can learn digital marketing? Just one aspect of digital marketing, search engine optimization, stay in Enugu and work for a company in Dubai. You don't have to leave Enugu, and at the end of every 30 days, they pay you, even if it's $1,500 that you get paid in 30 days in Enugu, or you go to First Bank and collect Western Union. That day you won't call me.
Barrister, please, before you continue, sorry to interrupt you, please. I will need you to come to Enugu. We need to talk to law students. The only course they read here is law, and there are many of them are hungry, with all due respect to the bar and even the bench.
Can I tell you what
there's a lot happening in the legal profession. I have a number of lawyers who are my friends, and they are stranded. I see them, they wear their white shirts, and once you get a law admission in my climb, it's almost like you're already made. I don't know whether they don't see. I don't know many lawyers that are very comfortable now. You need to reach out to young people, please. Young lawyers, young student lawyers.
Gone are those days. So now we are offering this opportunity, and it is free.
Fantastic.
The government will be paying for it.
Wow.
It is free. 3 digital skill courses for free for Nigerians. Wow. If you have people who want to take this opportunity, this is the time for you to reach out to them, because by the 1st of September, once it starts, we can take people on these courses again. We do have about 1,400 people already that have signed up and are also undergoing various onboarding processes. You don't need to have a university degree to understand any of these courses. 40% of Indians who have taken charge of taking advantage of the remote work globally are not university graduates. As a matter of fact, most people do not know that over 40% of British people, United Kingdom, over 40% of them are illiterate.
Correct.
But they do have vocational training, hands-on training in various aspects of digital space and even vocational spaces. So it is time that we begin to look at a different way of supporting the African youth. It is no longer you must go to the university for you to be youthful, to be useful to the society or to yourself or to your family. Let's all embrace what COVID and the digital space has thrown on us and upscale ourselves and be able to face the future. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Okparugo. That's some serious information you've provided. And I'm hoping that most people on this call will take advantage of that. So from CADEF, we'll be sharing, if you can please share the registration link or whatever it is. So from CADEF, we'll also try to, send it out to people to register and everybody on this call who is interested. It's been an amazing session. I've totally enjoyed myself. But before we round off in a few minutes, we'll just give Prof some minutes for her comments. Prof, please, it's a pleasure to hear you speak. So it's Professor Chisu Ndukwe Okafor. She's the Executive Director of Consumer Advocacy and Empowerment Foundation. She's the host of this meeting, actually. Prof, you're welcome.
Thank you very much. It's really a pleasure to be part of this webinar. And I have to say that I have learned a lot as old as I am, and the things that I've heard. It's still exciting from the aspect of presented here. So as she said, my name is Professor Chisu Ndukwe Okafor, Executive Director for Consumer Advocacy and Empowerment Foundation. And truly, as we draw this webinar to a close, I want to take this opportunity to thank everyone who participated. Your engagement, your questions, your shared experiences have truly made this event a success. I also want to take this opportunity to extend my deepest gratitude to our distinguished speakers. Barrister Oster Okparago, my apologies, and Ms. Kobe Igbo. Your expertise and insights have been invaluable in shedding light on how digital platforms can be a force for good, enabling young people not only to participate, but also to lead the charge towards a more sustainable and inclusive future. But we have to remember, our work doesn't end here, it's just beginning. And because it's just beginning, every one of us on this platform has a role to play. The role includes learning to do your research, learning to go and find out things that are of interest for you, and being able to participate. Your role includes encouraging young people to do better, to take the next step. Your role, when I say your role, I mean my role also. Our role also includes all of these things I've spoken about. And for all of you here, Barrister Oster, thank you very much. I hope you'll leave a link so that CADEF will now create an opportunity to partner with you, whether it's this upcoming training session you're having with NIDA or for future engagements. Thank you very much. We can become mentors of one another. Share this information, what you've learned today, share it to your friends on other platforms. Thank you once again for your time, your insights, your commitment to this course. We can work together to transform. Nigeria has a lot of problems. Do you know what that means? it means Nigeria has a lot of solutions. And where you can become the solution to a problem, you can generate an income for yourself. On behalf of CADEF and our speakers, thank you and have a great rest of the day. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you very much, Prof. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, our speakers, Mr. Okparugo and Ms. Kobe. So as we conclude today's session, we are pleased to announce that this webinar will be published on the CADEF Consumer Advocacy and Empowerment Foundation YouTube channel. Please visit to learn more on this topic. Also, kindly engage with us across our social media platforms. Facebook, Consumer Advocacy and Empowerment Foundation. On X, it's at CADEF_NG. And on Instagram, it is at CADEFNG. It's been a pleasure listening to the speakers and sharing this time with you all. God bless you all as you go. And remember, you have what it takes to be the best that you can. Plug into who you are and, explore, keep learning, and keep doing amazing things. God bless you all. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Bye.
Bye.